Hi, it's Sonia and welcome back to my art YouTube channel. Today, just to make clear from the outset, this video is going to be about a gifted product that I received, which is the Paul Rubens 72 colours HaiYa oil pastel set. So I just want to make that clear from the outset, but I'm grateful to receive these. I've been talking about wanting to do more with oil pastels and using them quite a lot in mixed media work. And so this is my own opinion. I want to give a sort of review of these because I often do find it helpful to go to YouTube if I'm thinking about purchasing a particular brand of art supply. It is actually sometimes helpful to see artists using it, so you kind of know hopefully what to expect. So that is my plan. And just to say, I have used a few different types of oil pastels before, not high end. I've never tried the Sonia ones, but I'd say my most used oil pastels prior to have been, I have to be careful how I hold these, they're going to fall out on my lap. The Pentel, I can't remember how many's in a pack, is it 50 something? 50 Pentel ones, the student range that you can, are pretty widely available, be it on Amazon, Target, around, and yeah, they're good to use with the kids use them, and I really enjoyed. These are kind of like my go-to because there's a nice range of colours, and yeah, they're pretty. You can get them. You should be able to get them for like $5 or $6, max $7. So yeah, that's what I have used a lot of. I will mention later on in the videos a couple of other brands, which I particularly sort of used for neon. These ones, I'm going to sort of, ironically, I've actually, subsequent to making the video, looked into these a little bit more. So I just want to share, it's kind of like I'm sharing my conclusions before I've even started. But this is the set, and I am, just take the lid off to show really why these are going to fall out on my lap. But that's the set. They are a couple of things. Firstly, where did I write? I did want to find out the current price. I will have some coupon codes to share in the description. But as of today, which is like the 17th of June, so prices obviously change. I just had a quick look on Amazon, and to feedback, I think they're around sort of, oh gosh, where did I put it? 40, okay. $45.98, well, essentially $46 at the moment. So I guess that's sort of like, would you feedback to me? That's got like a mid, it's not expensive, is it? Because Sonia, is that like nearly they can be about quite expensive. And obviously the Pentel are another spectrum. So I feel like this is the sort of range I like to go for these days. I tend to find, if I was to advise people, like a mid-range, finding a good mid-range product is often a good place to start. But I have to say, I think the Pentel oil pastels, if you're on a budget and you want to have a go, I personally quite like those. They're quite a bit more of a harder oil pastel in texture. I am not an oil pastel expert by any means. As you'll see if you watch this video, my way of using them is a bit more experimental, and I like to add them to mixed media work, if you've seen previous videos, and I like to just get going with them and have a readily sort of affordable art supply to draw with and add colour. The thing that I like about these sort of crayons is the vibrant colours. And to be fair, this is you know, when you have these bigger sets, there's more access to all sort of pre-made colours, which I do love. Two things to mention, because actually, ironically, when I was checking Amazon, the bins, you know, you check the reviews as well. And because at first I was like, well, you know, this is my first set, maybe this set in particular, but other people have noted these things as well. So I'm not alone on this. Something to say is that I think, to be fair, to the Pentel, a lot of art supplies we know do have some odours, some don't. If you are sensitive to odours, I think it's fair to say, when I did open, this set does have a smell. I don't really know, I'm not great at describing smells, but there is someone on Amazon put weird, but there's definitely an odour. So I don't know, use them in a well ventilated space. But everybody is very different with smells. And I also, and you'll hear me talk about in the video when I'm using them, which isn't the case, I've got to be honest with you, I've not found it the case with the Pentel or the other two brands, which are just on my desk. It's a flattering view as I lean across. Like these other ones, I haven't noticed, I'm just checking because I want to be fair. But this particular set, I thought, oh, maybe it's just my set. It was pretty, there's oil on the wrapper. So you get oil, like I was getting oil on my fingers. And a couple of, on the Amazon reviews, there was some notes. People seem to, like myself, enjoy them. I find them really good consistency and vibrancy. But there were notes of them being a bit greasy. So I guess it's something, have tissue handy, maybe wear gloves. I don't, it's just something to be aware of. So as I say, you're not surprised when you open them up and they are, there's that sort of just, yeah, like oil on them. And what else? Other than that, I swatch them out. And I have a go at making some fun little abstract drawing, because I've got quite a big series actually. I've ended up with quite a few using my Pentel oil pastels. So I just wanted to see, could I work with them in a similar way? And I also do a very loose, it turns out to be sort of like my own head sort of study, and not in a realistic, I'm not trying to be traditional or painterly or technically skillful with them. This is me, for those of us who like loosening up, naive drawing, playing around. This is me playing around with them and just seeing if I can get them to work for me in my work. So yeah, I hope, as I say, those are just a few things I wanted to mention at the outset, and to be very clear that they were gifted. I didn't buy these. And yeah, I'm just trying to hopefully give a fair review and demonstration. Thank you for watching my videos, and then yeah, that's it. Okay, for the first part of this video, I thought I already stuffed it up, so I've had to I'm remaking this in that here is the how it comes. This is the box, and it comes with a foam insert to protect them, and there was a bit of plastic over it, around the box. This is the set. I'm going to try and move my paper into shot because I'm now going to swatch them. And how I stuffed it up was I started to swatch it, and then because I was talking while swatching, I realised I hadn't included, just don't ask. So let's go back to the beginning, and I'm going to swatch again, but it's good in some ways because having tried to do a first swatch chart, I kind of a bit more, I found some interesting things, and I can have a little chat about my sort of findings. Okay, and I wanted to also learn from that, I think I want a bit of a bigger paper. I'm not going to worry about describing each individual colour and number. I know there'll probably be some videos out there where people will go into that depth. For me, I think I don't even normally swatch, to be honest with you, but I actually think this is a good exercise. And I want to do this as well because I think it's important when people are showing reviews of stuff, like you get to see the material, the medium supply in real time, hopefully. And yeah, so what I have noticed are that these ones, this oil pastel, I haven't had this before in terms of there's actual oil coming off on the wrapper. Like, you know, sometimes when you've got, I don't know, olive oil and it's on the bottle, if you get it, I don't know how to say it, but anyway, it's obviously like the oils come out a bit and it's on, but that's fine. You just need to, something that I have observed. And yeah, no, they've got a nice feel. I feel, for me, in terms of just describing the sort of texture, that they are like, how would I describe it? They're between, so my Pentel, and I will do, when I've swatched all these out, hopefully, I will try and do some comparisons, because I've got my Pentel, some Pentel stubs nearby and another brand. they're soft. They're softer and more buttery than Pentel, but I would say I have bought one brand before and they were so incredibly soft. I didn't like them and I gave them away. Like they felt that, and I can't remember, but it disintegrated. They're not like that. They're a bit more, I'd say, like I did buy a set of Galleria, was it Mungo? Neon and metallic ones, and I liked those a lot. Those were actually when I was considering purchasing another set after the Pentel. I was thinking, should I invest in, because the Galleria is it, or Mungo set, they do large sets as well. I particularly also wanted to say, one of the reasons I'm appreciative of a large set is when it comes to mixed media now and oil pastels or crayons as such, I like to have a wide variety of colour. I'm not going to be wanting to sort of blend necessarily or make my own colours. A lot of my work, I want to work, the whole point I like crayons sometimes and oil pastels and markers and pencils is quick access. There's, even with watercolours, you kind of got to get your water and wash your brushes out. I like sometimes just being able to grab a crayon, draw, and I've got a work of, I've made my drawing and that's fine. And I like having, I really do, a bit of an extravagant hedonistic way, I do love having a large range of colours. I just get quite inspired, sort of a bit more joyful. Sometimes there's certain colours I know I want to go to and I don't necessarily want to have to mix them myself. I get inspired by seeing the colour in front of me. In actual fact, if I were going to buy a more limited set, I'd probably want to just pick a few colours that I know I like to sort of, I'd gravitate maybe to that jade green or... But it's also nice having the option that should I want to do portraits or landscapes, I could go realistic with a set like this too. I know there's, I don't know, when people talk about using stuff up, one of my ways of, which is quite fun, is if you have bought a large set and you can see that some colours are getting totally worn down and you're going to run out. I like to limit myself sometimes to the colours that I'm not using. You know how you often there's some colours that you're obviously not gravitating towards, then I like to just grab those and make myself use them, I don't know why, just it's a limitation. And then often it's interesting, then you could always add other colours around it, but just make yourself use an unused colour. But this 70C set does seem to have a pretty nice nice range of colours. The consistency, as I say, is sort of, I haven't tried Sennelier or the very expensive brands, so I can't comment on that at all, but yeah, you definitely feel a bit more softer and pigment, maybe richer in, but if I don't use all this paper I can do some direct comparison. What else? Some were a little bit softer than others, I noticed, when, especially down on this row. Just looking at my other swatch, the browns. There's a couple of browns that were a bit more smudgy, shall we say. I don't know if that's a word, but just a lot softer in texture. I'm going to demonstrate. My plan is I'm going to show you some work that I've really been enjoying just playing around with my Pentel ones, and just doing some sort of abstract designs, and I'm going to see, thought that'd be a good way of testing these out. I've got to be honest, I have not really been using oil pastels. I know people do, I've seen clips on my YouTube of brilliant portraits and very beautiful traditional sort of style art and mark copying masters. I haven't really done it to that degree, used oil pastels to that degree to get such a painterly sort of impressionistic. For me, why I really wanted these to continue with oil pastels is I've been enjoying them, the texture and the feel, like apart from you hear me talking away, but I assume you can't really hear sound of them being pressed on the paper, whereas I was finding with the hard pastels, that sort of chalky sort of the feel of them being dragged it's just not as wasn't as pleasant. My biggest why I think I avoided oil pastels in the past is because, to be fair, I think I was trying to get, when I first came back to drawing and painting, I was trying to get back to grips with just pencils. Right, my hands are a bit oily. Pencils and paints, and particularly gouache, so I focused on that. And yeah, I feel now, let me just check this is all in shot. I feel, oh my gosh, sorry, I didn't even, let's move it. I'm gonna have to move these ones. I worried also about fixing them down. I was like, oh, are they, you know, the problem with them smudging. And maybe I was a little bit more precious about sketchbooks. I think the joy I found in crayons and oil pastels is in loosening up and being much more mixed media and not caring about, I know you can fix them, but not being worried about drawings getting a little bit smudged or what's the word? Yeah, like I haven't been precious about my work, and I think that's why I've been enjoying just mixing stuff up so much without any sort of worries about, is it archivable? Can I make this into? I wouldn't necessarily. I haven't also really made oil pastels into prints, to be honest, because of. Well, some occasionally I will with the hard scanner bed, but yeah, I wouldn't really want to smush this onto my scanner bed. So yeah, here is the swatch sheet, and as I say, I'm pretty happy with this range of colours for me. The consistency is nice. They do have a slight, for people who are super sensitive about odours, I'm going to be honest, because as I say, I really appreciate honest reviews on YouTube, and they do have a bit of an odour, maybe less so now because it's opened to the air, the box, slight odour. And as you can see, my hands were getting a bit oily. There was oil on the wrappers, but I do, for myself, this is a very nice sort of soft but not too soft consistency, and I can show you now. So here is a little, I've got my tidied up now, the set of oil pastels, but this is a Pentel one, and what I can do is try and find a colour, the blue that it's comparable to. So actually, if you go hard with a Pentel, there isn't, I mean, in terms of, I'm trying to look, I think sometimes you feel like they're less. Let me just try that out and compare again. I don't know which is. This is much softer. Well, not much. It is a bit softer. I can tell a bit of a difference. And let's see. Maybe probably some of these are neo-colour too as well, so I've got to be a bit careful. This is a Pentel. On this paper, to be honest, if you press very firmly, you can get a good, nice, strong coverage. Now, I know people like to blend. I don't really have a... What do people use for blending? I'm just going to try and... Like, I feel you could probably blend them nicely together if you wanted to. And what's the other one I wanted to test out? I wanted to test, the problem with the other sort of pastel, I have the Galleria. Oh, I think I bought another set then. I do have another set. Hold on a second. Just told a fib. I've got, so these are my Okay, I love neons, as people will know, well, if you've watched some of my video. So I did originally have a set of, these are Crayola oil pastels. And they were a bit hard and I didn't love them, which is why I then got these ones. And I hope I've said, these I think are the fluorescent Galleria sort of ones. This is a Galleria one. Or is it Mungo? And I tried the Art Deco because I get through the neon ones quite a lot. So obviously I can't do direct comparisons because there's I haven't got neon colours, but I was more just trying to assess consistency in them. This is a metallic. I would say these are definitely softer and feel they're a little bit more soft and creamier. So yeah, no, they are very nice. This is quite exciting how this will go into my mixed media sketchbooks, and I can use them also for just drawing. I do enjoy loose drawing with them. It won't be so much, I don't know, maybe I'll change. I never know when I'm going to change. I might do some, maybe I'll try them with portraits as well and have a go. Who knows? So anyway, that was me swatching out this set. I hope maybe that's helpful for anybody who is considering the 72, just to see in real life what you get. And I'm now going to go on to use them in a piece of art. So I thought I would, for my first demonstration, carry on a series, because I thought this would be a good way of comparing them, that I have started with the Pentel oil pastels. I've been having great fun on pieces of paper. This is just as a muscle of, I bought some drawing paper. I think it's like 80 to 90 pounds. And I've just been making some sort of, I just got into this series of sort of abstracted shapes a little bit. Sometimes I blend them a little at the edge, these top shapes here, but otherwise just using them in quite sort of just drawing with them in letting them grow sort of organically on the paper. And as I say, yeah, it's a bit of a series going on for me. So I thought, let's see, this is the Pentels. Let's see if I can do the same sort of, carry on my series, but have a go with the Paul Rubens ones. Okay, I'm going to bring the set back here. Okay. And then I will also use them on different types of paper as well. Maybe have a go at seeing if you layer them on top of each other. So with this type of drawing, I'm trying to let the drawings sort of come, not put too much thought into what colour or what I'm laying down next to each other. Sometimes if I don't like a particular area, then I might sort of do more, go back over it. I try to reserve any kind of judgment to the end, and it's just a fun, free mark making exercise. What I'd like to next have a go at after this one is I have a altered sketchbook. I'd like to have a go at doing a loose drawing with them. I feel there's quite a lot of examples on YouTube of beautiful oil pastel drawings, and as I say, I am no expert in the technical side. What I want to report on for people is basically for people like myself who just want to experiment with new media and not necessarily, who maybe want to see if the materials work in their way of doing things from the offset. Because it's not like I can't, now I have these, it's not like I can't go off and study and maybe do some more intricate drawings at some point with them, but what I'm enjoying at the moment is sort of more intuitive, abstract drawings based on feeling or emotion, or I want to see, can I grab my materials and get them out and just get going, and can they work for me in a way where I don't have to learn too much about them. I'm just gonna, like Casso says, trying to find the inner sort of artist child, as it were. Can I just get cracking? And yeah, the paper's getting grubby, I'm pretty messy. Actually, that's fine. I actually like that there's, I feel there's less control, because they're softer. They are going to be even, I could go really crazy with these if I wanted to. I'm trying to do a bit of a comparison. So I'm at the moment using them as I have the Pentel ones. But the feeling is that you could get really almost bold, more naive, because they're softer, I think. You know how sometimes if you've got a fine line, I personally find if I've got a fine liner, it's really hard to work fast and too loosely, even if I'm doing abstract art. I mean, yeah, you could do blind contour drawing, but I think certain materials will respond in different ways. So I think because the Pentel were a little bit harder, these are actually easier to go really, I could see, I don't know, like that sort of, you know, there's those really naive artists who do really smudgy drawings, I don't know, I think Rose Wiley does oil painting. I don't know if she uses oil pastels. Is it there's a girl on Instagram, I haven't really looked on Instagram for a while, but there was Florence, someone, I think, had hard pastels and just drew tables with, you know, that fun wonky perspective. Okay, I might stop in a minute because I want to move on. As I say, the only one thing to bear in mind is the wrappers are oily. I guess some people might like, if you don't like sensation, maybe gloves or... Anyway, I think I like that. I'm going to try, I don't want to get any problems. Have a look. Okay, so this is my Pentel. you can definitely see there was definitely a difference in feel for myself as the artist creating, and yeah, I didn't have to press as hard, and you sort of got a thicker like a layer, like it is like you're smearing kind of lipstick or a thick coat or something on the paper, whereas I had to press there. I was a little bit harder here, but maybe from a distance you'd be like, I can't really tell, Sonia. So that was just I just wanted to see, and I did enjoy them. That was fun. I can use them in my sort of very loose abstract drawing. Okay, let's see if we can now go on to, this is my, I want to see how they work in a sort of in my altered abstract sketchbook. And I want to just grab quickly, so this is an old Whistler. I just need one of his, borrow a face, which I am going to completely, to be honest with you, I want this to be loose. I'll just show you quickly. It's just this sketchbook is allowing me to, I don't know, loosen up in a way. Now, you could, I don't even really know how people go, let's just do her face. I'm tempted, you see, the problem is like, I'm tempted to just sort of want to copy it and then see if I could do something really, but no. When I want something accurate, like an accurate copy. But I'm trying to remember, this is in my sort of style, and for people who are wanting to do more loose mixed media work. I'm sure there will be plenty of YouTube videos where people are doing beautiful. I'm going to keep with the colours just for the similar colours to the piece. Now, how do you fix oil pastels? That's the question. I actually don't have an oil pastel. I'm going to change up the colours. I'm going to go for this, like, I can sort of, if I squint, I can see it in this picture. Sort of like, I love this colour. So this is actually not becoming, in some ways it's not going to be, maybe it will be. How would you fix oil pastels in sketchbooks? I think I saw online you can get a, I'm going really off on my own tangent, aren't I? Let's do it. Let's go off on a tangent. Personally, I might just put a bit of paper in between. Just want indigo. Yeah, so on this just to say, didn't say what it's prepared with. This is prepared with just a matte, cheap sort of acrylic paint. And I just use a piece of card to swipe paint on to cover, and I find it is a really nice, adds a background, and I just feel like I can be a lot looser. Why did I use that white? I don't like that. So let's see, can I then cover it up? Didn't really want that harsh, that colour. So can you layer? Yes, you can. Now, I'm going to stop in a minute because Okay. I really want to. I don't. So this is thing, which is fun. You can. Didn't really like how that came out. It's a little bit different for me. Do you know, because I don't love this piece, I can actually go a little bit whack with a like that. Yeah, so that is a really quick, loose, it's not even really a copy now because I feel like it doesn't look, I mean, can you tell where I got that reference from? It's, I guess, a loose head, me playing around with a loose portrait of someone I've kind of made up. Yeah, so that was my 2 experiments using the 72 Paul Rubens, is it HaiYa? Water oil pastels. And hopefully this is of help to anybody who, because I know these are on the market, who are considering them. Yeah, so my overall conclusions are, and I don't know where I put my swatch sheet, are that this is a pretty comprehensive set. For myself, I definitely like this consistency because I've been getting more into softer, and I don't mind saying that I've washed my hands, but in general I don't mind getting a little bit more mucky. My paper's getting mucky, and yeah, I would have to investigate. If anybody knows how you fix oil pastels, please write in the comments. For myself, I'd probably just stick a piece of paper in at the moment, because I imagine, and we can see, are they going to, I assume they're going to smudge, aren't they? Not a little bit. And yeah, the only downsides, I would say, I don't know, I've not tried expensive ones. I don't really know about light fastness. I do know they are fairly oily, but they're oil pastels. And yeah, no, I'm definitely going to make good use of these. So thanks to Paul Rubens for gifting these to me. And yeah, I hope this has been a relatively useful video, and I will see you in the next one. Thank you, bye.